favor. Marta, mira, Marta es una vieja chochando in a nursing home. I'm not that. All right? I'm still decided. Yo estoy chochando en la calle. No estoy chochando en a nursing home.
And we're...
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Hey, it's the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk movies, sports, TV shows, pop culture, and it's funny, motherfuckers. With nary signs. I'm like, what? How can this... They have Photoshop. Photoshop exists when this artist rendition was done. How the fuck is this not cooler looking than a sketch that looks like it was done by a hillbilly off the side of the road? What the fuck are we talking? Why is this a thing?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
With Missy.
Just let me finish my thought before you fucking interrupt me. Wrong room to ask questions.
Welcome to the party, pal!
And Mike Markadal.
I'm just glad I like vanilla boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
All right, and we're live. Thank you guys. We are recording. Thank you for coming and checking out the What's Up Bro podcast. I am Nary Science. With me, as usual, is Missy.
Hello.
And Mike.
Yo.
And today we have a special guest. We have original Miami local radio personality and now Tampa personality, a radio personality, Martica.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
This is the only sound effect that I have that's close to a clap.
So we have a
that.
soundboard, and Neri really likes it. We should have told you this before.
She works radio. She works radio. She knows the whole soundboard.
Of course I do.
We are emulating her job. Like, they started it. We are for sure going to copy it.
I mean, I was just making a comment. I wasn't like condemning you to death or anything. Like,
that is an art form. Like a well-timed sound effect is a skill. I would imagine that like there's someone at every radio station like that is the board guy who just sit. Parks and Recreation had the funny with Ira and the douche, and they had like that one guy just sitting at a computer making sound effects all the time.
No, it doesn't work that way. Usually the person on the soundboard is navigating the plane, and it's even worse when they're on a morning show because you have to deal with the person that's in front of you, their mic, the person that's next to you, their mic, and be in charge of the sound effects, and be in charge of the board and the levels. It's honestly a task.
And the calls.
And the calls.
And we have a caller, and then like they're like doing all of this. Like every time I've done like podcast and normal shows, the only radio show that I've participated in. Like I've been in the room of like Power and stuff like that, but I haven't been like, you know what I mean? And so, but I watch these guys do all this stuff, and it's funny because my ADD kicks in, and they get to the point where they're like, "Isn't that right, Nary?" I'm like, "What? Oh, I have no idea what the fuck we've been talking about for the last few minutes. I'm sorry. This guy's going crazy over here with all these things. Very impressive.
Looking like the octopus from The Little Mermaid.
Basically. And you just quoted my favorite movie, by the way.
Oh my god. Okay. So there what is it with The Little Mermaid that everybody loves? Everyone of a certain age, I'll say. That movie, they love Prince Eric.
Not me.
But there's people that are like,
he's a stud muffin, like not for nothing.
Missy, then who's your favorite Disney prince?
I don't think I have one. Oh no. Well, the Tangled guy. He's my favorite, but I can't remember his name.
Flynn Rider, but that's because of his smolder.
Oh
that's because of his smolder.
The smolder and Zachary Levi, but the smolder more.
Yeah, the smolder.
But Prince Eric guy has like 3 lines in the whole movie.
That's why I didn't like him, because he's pretty and quiet. He just shuts the
He's the original.
He has money and you're quiet, and that's good.
What are you gonna say?
He's the original Papi Pinga.
Oh,
with the blue eyes, the black hair. Yes, he's the original.
I almost did a spit take.
Sure not.
Papi Pinga.
Am I allowed to curse?
Wait, is this your favorite? Oh no, we have gone to the depth of.
The name of the podcast is not What the Fuck Is Up, only because iTunes wouldn't fucking post that. But
time out. This is your favorite movie? Is she your favorite princess too?
She's my favorite. Well, it's not my favorite. Like, it's my favorite Disney movie, and she's my favorite princess. Like, I have a top 3. And
we should have her on Geekmore.
This sounds like a Geekmore episode.
Yeah.
I know. We have, because my Geekmore episode, we have a Geekmore podcast that does a top 4 of every different topic. So we'll do like top 4. Like last night we recorded top 4 of our favorite casual dining restaurants. And so we go out in the top 4, and then somebody put Waffle House, and I couldn't fucking believe that shit was on. But yeah, exactly. Trash.
What? I will not have Waffle House besmirched in my presence. It is a Waffle Home.
No, it wasn't.
Home.
But
no,
Mike loves Waffle House, and he's very passionate about it.
I will say this: if you listen to Mount Geekmore, you will see people having very, very aggressive opinions about the most insignificant shit, and that's what makes that show fun to me, because you hear people literally yelling about Waffle House, or it's like the Cracker Barrel Waffle House beef. Who care? Who cares? The stakes could not be lower. But we're gonna yell at each other.
But doesn't that sound like America right now, fighting over the most insignificant shit? The pettier, the better.
I mean, some of it
matters. Some of it matters.
Here's the thing: we've been fighting lately. It feels like we've been fighting for petty shit, but it's like.
Certain things. Listen, without getting into politics, but I'm saying, but there's some people that are just fighting over the most pettiest shit, and I'm so done with it. I'm like, en serio, does it really matter?
Yeah. So speaking of which, Martica, petty shit, right? Radio. There's a thing. I once shared a oh my god, Power 96 mix right now is going fucking bananas, right? They're like, oh, freestyle music and blah blah blah, like,
right.
And I shared that, and then a radio station, which shall remain nameless, I got a text message because I was scheduled to go in to do radio the following day at a different radio station, and I got a message with a screenshot from the station no sé qué guy. That he was like, hey, what the fuck, Neri's posting this? And I was like, that's on my personal Facebook. That wasn't even on like shared everywhere. That was just my personal Facebook. And then I was like, oh, I LOL'd it, trying to play it off. And they were like, no, what the fuck is
take it off.
Yeah, like that's what they want to hear when they're really mad about something. Hey, I'm really pissed about this thing.
Strategy though.
So I decided to go the dumb route. I played dumb and be like, who cares? It's all, and I named the company, the parent company, right? Whatever, Cox Radio, it's all whatever. And they're like, no, it's not. We're not. And I'm like, I'll take it now. But I felt like, because I wasn't getting paid. I was going in there as a fucking guest. I'm like, I'm not on the payroll. But that's when I learned that there's some real petty shit going on between radio stations in the same market. They don't fuck around. They don't play.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But that's like in anything. That's like Univision versus Telemundo.
They care. They care. That's the
thing. Of course they do. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure it's like every time I hear about that sort of stuff, though, I think of Anchorman when they're having like the news teams fighting each other.
It really is like that.
Like the Power 96 guy throws a trident, and then someone comes in on a horse from, like, who knows?
DJ Zog is the one throwing the trident while Lucy Lopez is charging. I totally see that. I love them. Shout out to them because they're awesome.
I know the guy with the trident. Yeah, you probably want him by the law.
We've been trying to get them on the podcast for so long. I've like blasted them. I was like, I would love to have you guys on the podcast. Obviously, they would be doing me the favor because we're not. It's not like we get a huge number of viewers, and we're waiting.
The thing is that I don't know how their contracts work, because in terms of making appearances on certain people's podcasts and all that jazz. There's terms and conditions on our contracts that won't let us.
Podcast is a thing. Is like in your contracts.
Yeah, well, not on mine, and since you guys are out of market per se, I'm in Tampa. Neri, you're based in Miami. And there's 277 miles between us. Like, I'm allowed to do certain things for different markets.
Wow.
Now, if it's within my same market, I can't do anything with the competition. Like, I mean, and I'm talking a little bit too much, but usually there are clauses and things like that prevent from doing so.
Wow. All right, right on.
So maybe that's why. Because they're very cool.
How long have you gone? How long have you been in Tampa now?
It's gonna be 4 years.
How's that adjustment period going? Like, how was the initial leaving Miami? Because when I moved away from Miami, there was a genuine feeling of like the Truman Show. You remember at the end of the Truman Show where he goes out into the world when you know, like there was a genuine feeling of like like I knew it in theory, but being in a different place. I don't know if Tampa's far enough, but like coming to New York was very different.
Well, I mean, it's completely different. Completely. You can't compare apples to oranges, but I did feel the disconnect. I mean, this is mini Puerto Rico. You're in Miami.
Yeah,
it's mini Puerto Rico. You're in Miami, you're in mini Cuba. Like, let's be honest. And and obviously if you go to Doral, you're like in mini Venezuela. You know, it just all depends on which part of the town you're in. But
your zip code.
But essentially you're in mini Cuba. Up here, en verdad, bella.
Really? That I always thought that there was like more Cubans there because that's where the rivalry of like where the Cubans who came to Florida before Castro set up shop.
Ybor City.
Ybor City, right. And then they have like the world's best Cuban sandwich or whatever is supposed to be in Tampa. And everybody's like, fuck you.
Good question. All right, here we go. Martica, former Miami resident, now been in Tampa for 4 years.
She might come back. Don't set her up.
Which Cuban sandwich is the best one?
I don't like Cuban sandwiches.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on, wait.
Soundboard, please.
Oh my God.
Where's the mic drop? I don't like Cuban sandwiches.
Good for you.
Wow.
So, en ese lío, yo no me meto.
What about the Cuban sandwich? Don't you like the deliciousness or the
it's
tastiness? What part do you not like?
First of all, I'm very particular about where I'm eating my ham from. Like, if that makes any sense, I can't just.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I just can't eat ham from everywhere. Like, cold cuts are a different breed in and of itself, and you get the wrong ham. Y eso sabe a mierda, and I'm not down for that. I'm not down for that. I'm not down for the texture.
Yeah,
I don't roll the dice. No, I don't like pickles. A good Cuban sandwich, you need pickles.
Yeah, I hate pickles. I take the pickles off my Cuban sandwich too. Legit.
But entonces, it's not a Cuban sandwich. No, Cuban sandwich, man.
That's actually a Cuban sandwich without pickles. That's what that is. That's actually what that is. But I'm with you. Like, I'm fine with, like, I have no problems with taking out pickles. People get mad at me. People have gotten mad and they go, you take out the pickles. I'm like, well, then fuck it. Give me a grilled cheese sandwich. I don't give a fuck. Then give me whatever you're okay with giving me if it doesn't have pickles, because I don't want to eat pickles. But yeah, that's interesting that you don't. All right.
Super strong opinions about shit that really kind of doesn't matter.
But you know what?
So angry about this fucking pickle. How dare you?
Go to lunch with him. Go to lunch with him.
I legit, I've literally begged.
You'll send shit back. This has pickles.
But I beg servers beforehand, please don't put pickles. Please don't put, not even on the side. I don't want it on this. Oh no, it just comes on the side. Listen, it'll fucking bleed, and then that pickle juice gets on my fries, and it's done for. Please, I beg them. I plead.
This is not a dramatization, folks.
Because, and then I feel, you know what I feel like? I feel like when I beg them and I plead with them and I'm being sincere, and then they bring me the pickle anyway. I then turn into Joe Pesci in Casino. I'm like, why are you making me be the bad guy? Why are you making me now? I gotta turn it back and I'm gonna tell you to go fuck yourself now. And you're making me. You did this. I begged you. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Hold on. Point of clarification. At no point is that the server's fault.
No,
that's
I know
absolutely the kitchen's fault.
Absolutely, of course, they take the brunt of it. I know. I feel bad.
He tips well though.
I tip extremely well, especially for somebody who hasn't had a job in a year. I tip for somebody who's been unemployed since the whole pandemic. I tip extremely well. I'm like, this is on the government. Here you go.
Wait, but you went out to like get food? Like, that's a foreign thing. I haven't been out to a restaurant in New York City in forever because everything's been shut down, and then it's so weird. Like I have to go back out into the world, and then I'm not used to it. I'm gonna be like, what? How do I act in public?
Not in Miami, not in Tampa, not in Florida.
That didn't happen down here. No. What happened down here, I think, is that they didn't promote it on their social medias, but everything was pretty much open. It Irregardless.
Yeah.
Irregardless, it was open. But you know what? Martica, I would stand with you because I'm Chilean and there's a lot of stuff in the Chilean like menu that I won't touch, and that I get shit for that for my family because it's like, what do you mean you don't like this corn casserole with all of this shit that we put in it? I'm like, give me the empanada. Yeah, there's this corn casserole that takes forever and an eternity to make. But long story short, it's like corn, ground beef, chicken, and all kinds of shit, like super carb heavy. That she'll put you in for a nap like 5 minutes after. And it's like the classic go-to. Everybody goes ape shit for it. And I'm like, I'm gonna have a cheese empanada over here. Like, I don't care. So I get that. The not like you're supposed to like it and you don't. Too bad. I don't know.
Cheese, chicken, beef, and it puts you to sleep. Sold. Where do I sign up for this? I want it now in my face. What's happening?
Do they DoorDash? Is what I'm asking.
They do. They actually do.
Actually, hold on. Let's get to some comments because we got some comments here. Jeff Mercancini. Pero you have my homie Martica.
Yes,
He's
Jeff.
very excited. Jeff. Jeff says.
Does Jeff know everybody?
Jeff and I used to work together.
Jeff knows everybody. Jeff knows Lucy, even though she hasn't been on the show. Jeff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but Jeff does know everybody. But we used to work together at FIU.
Oh,
nice.
Yes.
By the way, can we just talk about the fact real quick before I get to the rest of the comments? Shout out to Martica for still having her FIU email. I asked her for her email if she still has her FIU email. And
you can't get rid of it.
I legit, I pounded my chest. I was like, represent. Represent hometown girl or always be a hometown. If that's still your email.
That's commitment.
I love that.
You can take the girl out of Miami, but you can't take the Miami out of the girl.
Well, look at Olivia. She knows you too. She said.
Olivia says, I feel like
Olivia's my sorority sister.
Oh, man,
Olivia's my
Miami
friend.
is the biggest small town in the world, man. Everybody knows everybody.
Here.
FIU, back at FIU, missed those days. CG at karaoke and
in GC, dude.
GC,
yeah.
Oh my god, CG. Karaoke at Dave and Buster's. Wow, I just had like 9,000 memories at the same time.
Julie saw the one with the Waffle House. It was a situation.
It was a treat.
It was a situation.
Really?
So bad.
But here's the thing that bothers me about the Waffle House. It's not the food.
God.
It's the atmosphere. Like I was telling these guys before. And
the ambiance.
Here's what I didn't get to say yesterday. Somehow their tables are greasy and sticky at the same fucking time.
You don't like consistency in your marketing?
I don't know how they do that. Because normally when something is greasy, it's not sticky. But they found fucking Waffle House found a way, man. Julie says Telemundo takes Univision talent with more pay because
NBC
they got that
money.
NBC money. Absolutely.
Ooh, that's some tea right there.
Look at you were like,
bro.
I didn't say anything.
Salami in their Cuban sandwich. Miami does it better. Like George,
I don't know. That sounds kind of good though.
I gotta be honest with you. As a fat dude, just as strict. I'm not Cuban. But as a fat dude, salami is delicious. What the fuck is wrong with salami? Why don't you have salami?
No.
You're not Cuban, Nettie?
No, I'm not Cuban.
Where are you from?
I'm from Nicaragua. I was born in Nicaragua.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm puro tira flecha to the bone, baby. Got some.
I didn't say it. You did.
No, because you were thinking it. You looked at me and you were like, I don't see any tomahawks behind them. What's happening? I was like, let me just let's show you.
Listen, but then if anybody says that outside, entonces it's like kind of like they get offended. And we're not here. I'm not here for the cancel culture bullshit.
Listen, like I've said this before on multiple different episodes of the podcast. I'm unemployed. You can't really cancel me. So you can't really cancel me unless you're gonna cancel my unemployment checks. Which please don't do that because I really need that. The salami sounds amazing. I don't know. I thought did they put mayo in their Cuban sandwich too? Is that what the big deal was?
I think there's a lot of like
tomato or something.
Google this.
I blame the internet. I blame like those Reddit. Have you ever? Okay, I'm on Reddit for like super specific hobbies that I have, like looking up guitar stuff and gear and things like that, and then like really specific things. And if there's such a niche group of people obsessed about something, there's going to be the gatekeepers, the ones that want to exclude people from it. There is a war on the grilled cheese subreddit where a grilled cheese is bread and cheese and that's it. If you add anything to it, it is now a melt, and people like get like so mad. They're like, someone will post a picture of like, hey, I made this grilled cheese, it looks great, and then someone will be like, that's not a grilled cheese, motherfucker, and you're like super hard.
I mean, not for nothing, but they're kind of right though. I mean, a grilled cheese is a grilled.
What I'm saying is
sandwich.
The fervor.
Remember when she was talking about arguing about stupid shit?
It's wild.
Here's your sign.
As I'm saying, like if someone wants to put salami on a Cuban sandwich, and it's like, oh well, it's not a Cuban sandwich anymore. It's like, who gives a fuck what label you put on it? It's going in my mouth. I'm gonna eat it, and it's gonna taste good. Like,
point of clarification: the reason why there's salami in the Cuban sandwiches in Tampa is because there's a huge Italian population in Tampa, and that's why they put salami in their Cuban sandwich. The
Also,
more you know.
Fucking merging of cultures.
It's fucking delicious. So let's be real.
No. But the original Cuban sandwich is made with ham, roasted pork, queso suizo, pickles, and mustard.
The yellow, but it has to be the yellow mustard. I've seen some people put the fancy Dijon mustard, and I'm like, all right, easy.
Not even honey mustard. No. Tiene que ser
They're trying to get fancy with it.
All right. So can I ask both, Martica, you're Cuban, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Is that correct? All right.
But I was born here.
And Mike is also Cuban. Missy also has Cuban heritage. So as a non-Cuban, I would like to ask an honest question.
Go ahead.
Why is Swiss cheese your default cheese to Cuban food? Like every Cuban restaurant that I've ever been to in any state, I've been to other Cuban restaurants, their fucking default is Swiss cheese. If you just ask for an omelet sandwich, right? Cuban bread, and they make the omelet, and then you go, they get a queso. Yes, please. They fucking Swiss cheese, and they don't clarify or ask you. They just go, oh, you said you wanted cheese. I'm like, but who the fuck defaults to Swiss cheese? And every Cuban restaurant I've ever been to defaults to Swiss cheese. So my question to you guys is, do you know why? Is that a thing?
I imagine it has to do with how long the cheese lasts compared to like softer cheese. It's just cheaper cheese. Do you know how much Cuban food is based on like how poor are we? And, you know what I mean? Like,
what's available?
Here we go. What do we got? You know, like
I feel like that's every Hispanic, like every Hispanic. Like, what do we got?
No.
Rice and beans. Every rice. That's the fucking cheapest.
That's cute.
Rice and beans.
Listen, that's cute until you're in Cuba eating picadillo soya en la temporada especial, en el periodo especial. Like ask a Cuban about a periodo especial, and they will talk to you about pasando hambre en Cuba. Like it's a thing. So
well, I had that. My whole show was about how like the Miami Cubans don't know like the real Cuban experience is not. It's like those are two separate things. Like if someone says they're Cuban from Miami, that's a very separate thing than saying you're from Cuba. You know what I mean? Like. You know what I mean? So when people talk about like Miami Cuban culture, it's like such a specific thing that when you're down there, you know, you're just like everyone just takes it for granted that everyone's gonna, you know, like the Swiss cheese thing. Like I'm sure there's plenty of people that if you didn't bring them Swiss cheese, they'd be like, hey, what the fuck is this? You know, they'd be like, where's the cheese? It's like, oh, this is cheese. It's like, no. El queso, the Cuban, where's the thing that I'm used to without having to specify. Yeah.
Well, let's get to some more comments. Yolanda says blasphemy. She's upset about the Cuban sandwich. That's all she wrote.
Glad to have you again, Yolanda.
Love you, Yolanda.
Yolanda's my stepmom. She's become a celebrity on our show. She's beloved, and everyone they like her more than me, really, at this point.
Legit.
You're gonna give her a place at this point.
Yeah.
George says that he lived in Tampa for 2 years, and the Cuban food there is bad.
I can attest to that.
Really?
I can attest to that. I go down to Miami almost every other weekend, usually, just to get Cuban food from Miami. Like the ropa vieja in Miami cannot. It's the best, the most delicious, greasy, fat-filled thing in my mouth, and I am here for it 24/7. And like that's the one thing I get. I go to Sergio's because they make some bomb-ass ropa vieja.
That's my favorite Cuban restaurant at Sergio's.
And by the way, it's not Cuban at all. It's not. You know, you want real Cuban food, you go to Abuela's house, or you go to, you know, to someone that has a Cuban grandma.
That's the thing about up here is that they're like, if you go to Jersey, there's Cubans, but like every Cuban restaurant in New York City is about, it treats it like like, oh, you're eating an exotic food. And then they charge you, you know, like $20 for something that I can make for pennies at home. And it never tastes as good as you want it to, you know, at a restaurant. Like it like never, Miami is the closest restaurant to home cooking comparison, but the farther away you get from Miami, the farther away that gets.
Missy and I just talked about this morning. We had a phone call, and we both separate from each other, we found out that this morning we each had a avocado toast from
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts now has avocado toast.
What?
And
Okay,
it was fucking
let me explain.
It was fucking delicious.
Okay, it was delicious. Now listen, this was something I was explaining to Neri, is that again, in my Chilean culture, it was very normal since I was a kid for me to have avocado toast. I've been having avocado toast my entire life. So when this thing popped off a few years ago, that all the skinny white kids were like, "Oh my god, avocado toast!" I'm like, I've been doing this shit forever. So I am super uppity about going out and paying for it because it's just something that's normal to me. And like, there are restaurants that will charge you because it's brunch. They'll charge you like $20 for it.
Yeah.
This morning,
that's why millennials can't buy houses. Right?
Because you're spending $20 on avocado toast.
Yeah.
So since I'm saving for a house, I went to Dunkin' Donuts and bought a $3. And I wanted to hate it. Like, that's one of those things that I've done, like the Tom Cruise movies last year. Like, I watched those movies because I wanted to hate it, and I ended up loving them. I wanted to hate the avocado toast. It was fucking great.
It was delicious.
So
I've had
good.
3 separate times.
What?
And it is fucking delicious. The avocado toast. And I told Missy today, the one thing I don't like that at least my experience, the 3 times I've had it, and it hasn't been like 3 days in a row or anything, but is that the bread is not toasted enough for me. It's a little soggy, right? The bread is a little, not soggy, but soft. And then here's what I say. The bread's not really the headliner in the fucking avocado toast, right? Like, nobody's going to the avocado toast for the toast. We're going there for the fucking avocado, and their avocado.
No one's going to Dunkin' for avocado toast,
right?
Right.
I did get a donut. I did get a donut.
Hold on, I didn't go there for the fucking avocado toast, but I saw a fucking sign with a picture, and I said, yes, I would like avocado toast. And then it's delicious, Mike. What's wrong with avocado toast?
There's nothing wrong with avocado. It's just that if you walk into a Dunkin' Donuts and you're like, yes, I'd like your finest avocados, please.
Their avocado spread is fucking legit. I don't give a shit. Good. I don't care. This is my here's the thing. Martica, you haven't had it. So
I have. I have.
From
I'm a Dunkin' Donuts whore. Like, you should see my app. Like, I go every morning and go to Dunkin' and get a medium hot coffee, caramel and cream, no sugar. That is my shit.
Right.
Okay?
Well, they have avocado toast because that shit is
great.
Knows. Maybe Dunkin' Donuts in Tampa fucks it up because they put up Cuban food. Maybe they fuck up.
They put the salami on the avocado toast.
Ew! Oh my god! Vomito.
Gross. Eso no se hace.
I don't want meat with my avocado toast. Thank you.
No.
Hold on, let me see. We got more comments. Hold on. Yolanda says that she loves pickles. Maybe that's what the blasphemy was about because it's fucking gross.
Why the wink? Gross.
Because that's what she said. I love pickles.
The salami is the main difference. And Stephanie. Do you have any idea how much I miss Miami Cuban food? Martica, lives in Australia, so she can't make that drive every other weekend. She can't make that drive every other weekend.
She can't even go see a ventanita, nothing.
She cannot.
She's gonna make a 24-hour flight, land, get some groceries, and then fly back for another 24 hours.
Ship herself some Goya food.
Do you have anything to declare? Just some guayaba, man. That's it. I got a can of guayaba in the thing.
I've never had that. Empanada stuff with ropa vieja.
It's amazing. Yeah. Order, next time you go to Sergio's, order their vaca frita empanada. Their vaca frita empanada, superb, chef's kiss. Their ropa vieja empanada, I order every single time. They have empanadas for everything. Like, they have a Cuban sandwich empanada, si más no me equivoco. They have a...
Does it have salami, though?
No, stop it.
Disgusting. Stop it. You shush.
That's going to be the title. That's going to be the title of the episode. Watch
it. It's different when you go to like if you go to like a deli up here and you get like those sandwiches that are like literally just like this big with meat and like 2 slices of bread and like a pound and a half of salami, pastrami, whatever you want in there. Like that's
sad sandwich.
But that's how you know you're getting into. You know that you're in for that's what you're getting. You know, there's nothing worse than when you go to bite something and you taste something you weren't expect. Whether it's good or bad, if it's a surprise, it's not good.
There's some people that like surprises though.
Like when you go to bite something soft and you expect and you get crunch. and then there's like that moment of like, something's wrong, something's not good. There's been a betrayal of some kind.
Here's a divisive poll question: empanadas, Cuban or Colombian?
They're you mean Colombians and Venezuelans? Because Cubans have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
We have nothing to do with
They're
that.
standalone. Their empanadas are standalone.
Oh, I thought you said arepas for some reason.
Oh no, arepas! It's arepas.
No, yeah, that's arepas. I'm talking about Cuban empanadas because Cubans have empanadas, right? We're talking about Cuban
Chilens have empanadas too.
But,
I don't know.
Everybody has empanadas.
Yeah.
But it's very different. The Cuban empanada is very different than the Colombian empanada or the Venezuelan empanada, which are very similar to each other. But
the dough, like the masa, is different.
It's corn. One is corn. I'm a big fan of Venezuelan Colombian food, like legit a huge fan.
I like food in general.
I would imagine that what we need to do is have a taste. So everybody send me different empanadas and just send me the different countries' empanadas, and I will be the arbiter. Just get them to my house and we'll figure it out.
You can turn it into a mukbang or whatever that shit's called on YouTube.
Oh my god, that's so gross. I can't watch it because of how it sounds. Because do you know what, Martica, do you know what mukbang is?
No.
It's those videos on.
That sounds disgusting.
So it's this trend. It is gross. There's a trend on YouTube and other like streaming sites or whatever for people to literally eat insane amounts of food in one sitting. Right. So if you Google mukbang, MUKMBANG,
Nary's like, what's that?
Yeah, but it's literally
on my calling.
Yeah.
He found his niche on the internet.
It went viral.
It's literally like like those competitive eaters you see in the hot dogs and stuff, but it's like they're like recording it and they're streaming it like into a microphone. So all you do is hear mouth chewing noises.
Gross.
And I can't stop, but like I'll put it on. I'll like scrub through it and just see how much they're physically eating.
What?
I can eat, and there's these little tiny Asian women putting away like 10 pounds of food. Like just
he's not exaggerating.
Where are they putting it? Where does it go?
In their faces.
Not in the butt.
Where does it go?
They have to be throwing up after.
Mike, do you remember the first time I visited New York when you were there? And Mike lives literally across the street from White Castle. Like literally, Martica. I'm not exaggerating when I say it's not like I mean around the corner or 3 blocks away. I mean across the fucking street from his
and
building.
the KFC. There's a KFC.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about when I fucking go to when I leave your apartment. I'm looking at KFC in White Castle, and I'm thinking about KFC. So we went to White Castle the first night, and because I'm not.
Is it good? I've never had White Castle.
So fucking good.
It's one of those things where it's not good. Like that. I don't want to mislead people. It's not good. It's terrible. But you love it. You know what I mean? Like there's no
terrible for you.
Bad.
No, it's terrible for you. It tastes amazing, but it's one of those foods that as you're eating, you can not only hear but you can also feel yourself getting fatter. Like this is unhealthy. It's not one of those things where you're like, oh, it feels like you have to let
you feel the regret with every mouthful.
Yeah. But it's like every bite you take, you're like, this is a mistake. Oh, I regret this immediately.
All right, so what happens is I show up, right, and we get there, and I don't, because their burgers are tiny. In your mind, if you've never had it, in your mind, you start ordering an abundant amount of food because you're like, those burgers are tiny, right? So we ordered such a large amount of food, and I posted it right on Facebook or Instagram. I forgot where I posted it, and our mutual friend Oni commented and said, "You guys are eating as if you're potheads, and you guys don't smoke pot." Like that's like he knows us, so we don't smoke pot, but we ate that night as if we
You were Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, we were Harold and Kumar without the weed, but it was just like it was an Neri got excited.
Okay. That was a touristy thing you wanted to do that visit. Not Times Square. Not
every time I go to New York, there's a couple of things that I like to check off the list. I like to hang out on a stoop because that's what people in New York do. You hang out on a stoop. I like to hang out on a stoop. I like to go. I get a pizza, which I think is overrated, but it's fine. I have to do it. I have to go get their pizza, and then I have to go.
She's a Chicago deep dish lover.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good pizza. I just feel like, and I'm not saying New York is not good pizza. I'm just saying I think it's been hyped up too much.
What do you mean? The first time I went to New York and I had their pizza, their bagels. There's something about their dough.
Now we're talking about something different. Their bagels are legit. Their pizza, to me, I think is overrated. I'm like,
you haven't been to Lombardi's, bro.
This is
you're making a generalization. Like there are pizza places in New York that suck. They're not all the same. Not all of them do it right. But if you go to like a pizza, actually, like the best slice in Manhattan is Pizza Suprema by Madison Square Garden.
Yes,
that's the best one, and you should all follow Alexis Guerrero's one of the soccer hooligans. He's a friend of mine up here, comedian from up here. He's become like the pizza guy, and everyone should go follow. If genuinely, he's the one where I was like, hey, I got my family visiting. Where do I take them? And he's like, oh, you got to check this place. He's that guy.
Like a foodie or just pizza?
Yeah, no, everything. Like he's a real.
I wonder if there's like a certification for foodies now.
Yeah.
Like, do you have to watch a tutorial and then now you can call yourself a foodie, or you just have to enjoy eating food?
I think it's still one of those, like, it's one of those time-honored traditions that are only like spread word of mouth. You know, like you trust, like the reason I'm telling you is because someone told me and they trust him, and then now because he successfully recommended things. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When someone recommends something that bombs, then it's like, I don't know, you know, like this guy.
I know, but I'm always intrigued by people that are like, that are not like they're not foodies. I don't know what like qualifies or not, but they're like, you know, I thought that this would be more powering, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, honestly, like.
But then they give you a bad recommendation, and then like, even though it's just about food, you're like, I don't think I respect this person as a human being. I don't think
my trust issues engage. Boop, boop, boop.
That's what happens to me with movies. I'm like, yeah, but didn't you like? You know,
oh my god!
Here's the thing: everything in life is subjective. Okay.
Yeah. Not everything.
Tasting movies.
Not to Nary. Not to Nary.
Listen, sir.
No.
What's a shit movie to you?
Oh no! Don't.
That is a good question.
Whoa! Can of worms.
That is a good question. What is the worst movie? Let's put that to the panel. What is the worst movie you've ever seen?
I walked out of the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
The what?
The Dungeons and Dragons movie with Jeremy Irons. I walked out of that in the theater.
That's a good one. I walked out of the movie. I didn't walk out, but I wanted to. Of Call Girl, the Spike Lee movie, years upon years ago. The only problem with that is that it bombed critically and box office wise, it died. So when I tell people that movie's awful, they're like, yeah, no, we all agree. Like, nobody disagrees with that. Most people have never even heard of it.
The world in one voice declared, no, we do not want this.
That's a good question, though. What is the worst movie? Missy, what's the worst movie you've ever seen? Or the movie you hated the most, I should say.
Recent, like, can I go recently, or it has to be my whole entire life?
Whenever you want. If it's recent,
usually it should be the first one that comes to your mind.
The first one that comes to my mind is a recent experience. Well, not recent. This was before the pandemonium. The Charlie's Angels. The Charlie's Angels.
Oh my God!
You saw Cats after that, and you said Cats was worse.
Okay, but the one I thought about first was Charlie's Angels. This is what happened. And Martica, here's an example of what it's like to be friends with Neri, like, full time. So we had watched the trailer before the movie dropped, and I was like, this is gonna be a bad movie. He's like, this is stupid. You're hating on it just because of the trailer. It's a fantastic trailer. I'm like, Neri, this is gonna be a bad movie. He's like, no, it's not. Watch. So we went, because back in the day before the pandemonium, we would go to the movies and
wait, hold on. I went to watch a movie that she wanted to watch, and then the next time we went, I was like,
that was the system we used to have. But after this experience, I think it switched a little. So 90 seconds, I promise you, on my whole life, 90 seconds into this movie, I turn my head and he goes, you haven't given it a chance. I'm like, this movie's gonna be bad. Just shut the fuck up and get a chance. Half an hour, and he goes, this is bad. And I'm like, yes, I fucking told you. And then another 20 minutes later, he goes, can we leave? And I go, no, we're going to fucking sit here and watch the whole movie now, because this was your fucking idea. I told you it was going to be bad. Now we eat it.
Spent the money. We're going to hate watch this thing. You're going to sit down and we're going to not enjoy this.
We're in the car driving home, and he's like, man, that backfired fast. And I'm like, yes, It fucking did.
Because I was forcing her to watch the movie because I wanted it to be good and I wanted her to eat her words. I wanted her to be like, you see, you rushed judgment based on
that didn't happen.
And then it was 40 minutes of her fucking nagging and complaining about a fucking movie. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. Just if you're gonna watch this movie with the fucking like every little thing is gonna bother you, just shut the. So I had to tell her, like, give it a fucking chance, calm down. And then like, 45 minutes in, it was right about like the 45-50 minute mark, where this whole scene at some fucking rock plant or whatever, it just fell up. The movie for me, I was like, all right, let's
for him.
Let's see what happens. And then the bottom fell out. And then I looked at her and I was like, I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
But can we be honest? Any movie with Kristen Stewart,
thank you.
Whoa.
Listen.
Okay, but
I'm like, why?
She's not talented. She's not talented. I've given her a lot of chances.
Martica, here's the thing. I've only seen her in Twilight movies, and the Twilight movies suck. Aside from her, yes, she was awful.
Not aside from her, because of her.
It's awful. Aside from her, she's also awful in them. But the whole fucking movies are garbage. I tried to give them a chance again, like less than a year ago. I'm watching Twilight 1. I'm like, let's give it a fucking chance.
No, those movies are trash. But you don't like them. You don't watch them because you're looking for a good movie experience. You watch them for the nostalgia because I was definitely one of those assholes that was like, this is great. And like 10 years later, I'm like, that was awful. That was fucking awful.
So I've never seen her in anything, just like Robert Townsend. I've never, when they announced him as Batman, I was pissed for a day, for 24 hours.
Robert Pattinson, I'm
sorry.
Townsend.
Townsend. Robert Pattinson.
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
I was pissed for a day because I was putting the fucking dude from Twilight. Like, I was just putting that character from Twilight, Edward from Twilight, in Batman suit. I'm like, this is you're fucking up Batman. And then I realized, it took me a while. It took me 24 hours, but then I realized, wait a minute, I've never seen this guy act in any other movie, and it's not fair to fucking just knock him based upon that the one series of movies that you've seen him in, because nobody was good in those movies. Not even Anna Kendrick, nobody was good.
You shut your mouth. Some people were good in that movie.
Yeah.
Who?
Not the whole cast, but some people.
Yes.
Carlisle was he's a fantastic Peter Facinelli. See, I was close. He was great.
I'm abstaining from voting. I have not seen any of the Twilight.
This is the thing with the Twilight movies is that they fucking tried too hard, and I will stand by it. And I've had this argument like 4.5 million times.
Don't you hate when people who are making a movie try really hard to make a movie?
No,
I want to see people slacking up, like booms in the shot. I want to see like people fucking up their lines and they just leave it in the tape.
You know that's not what I mean, assholes.
Yeah, they're not
you know
trying
that's not what I mean. Yeah. Jesus.
There's still green spots in the fucking special effects.
It's just like the
I love being on a podcast with these two. It's so much fun.
You can see the guys in the green suits holding up the moon.
What I mean is that they were trying to be hipsters about it before hipsters were fucking mainstream and cool. They tried too hard. But anyway, I've already had this argument, and 1.5 million times, like it's not. I'm not gonna win. I know I'm not gonna win, but
it's not about winning. It's just about like let's think about what it is that people like got out of those movies at that time, because I remember like everyone in my job,
what did you get out of it? I got nothing.
Was reading the books. Everyone was reading the books.
Yes, I read the books too.
So my biggest question was always, why does this ancient vampire who is hundreds of years old want a 16-year-old girl?
You know who else has that question and has gone on the record to ask that question is Robert Pattinson. He says that he thinks that character is fucking creepy as fuck. And why is he chasing after a 17-year-old when he's 100 and change?
Like, yes. I turned 40 this year. If I date someone in their 20s, I'm like, Jesus, I don't have to explain Super Nintendo to you or whatever. You know, like, I will. It's fine.
This is who Mario is. This is who she doesn't know who Luigi is. Like, that was the problem.
She doesn't know who Princess Peach is.
If I have to date someone, like I was just talking to someone I know who's dating somebody they're my age and they're dating someone who's 20, and I'm like, so she can't drink. Like, you're back in that stage of your life where you're trying to get your girlfriend booze. Like, what a hassle. Forget about how creepy it is. What a hassle that is.
It's
have to go.
creepy. It's
Come
also
on.
creepy. That's
It's very creepy.
Wait. How old are you, Mike?
I'm 39. I'm going to be 40.
Oh, well, damn. That's a 20-year gap.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this guy was dating.
That's a 20-year gap.
Here's the thing. I genuinely, it's hard.
There are reasons to go younger, and there's reasons to go older.
She's 20 years old. She's an adult legally. I don't like. There's got to be a line where people like give like let this girl make her own choices. But like when they're grooming or whatever, that's the creepy thing. But they met. She was 20. They're in nursing school and
yeah, but it's not.
They like each other and they
like each other. It's mutual and consensual, I'm sure. But I
had to have that conversation. Like I remember having that conversation with him where I was like, "What do you guys talk about?" And he's like, "Well," he had to like think about it for a second.
They don't, Mike. They smash.
They fuck a lot.
Yes, of course. But
so
also,
this must be phenomenal.
I'm sure they talk about what they're going to school for, right? They're going to nursing school.
Yes, for sure. They talk about nursing. Yeah, and then they talk about stuff that's happening now. They talk about the stuff like current events.
And then they fuck.
And they're like, "Hey, that nursing class, huh? How was that?" And
yeah. Here's a diagram of a uterus. Let's fuck. Like.
Oh my god.
Let's study anatomy and physiology right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Extra credit points.
Oh, right.
I would be lying if I said I didn't use that as a thing when I was in paramedic school. I was like, I need to practice. Where do I touch you? Anatomy. Come on.
Honestly, though, but come on. But honestly, like, what's their taste in music? Think about that, because a 40-year-old was listening to what in the 80s, the 70s. This chick was listening to Taylor Swift.
Hey, whoa.
No.
90s, Martica. Take it easy with the 70s shit.
She's 20. She was born in the 2000s.
Yeah. So oh my God. So again, she's listening to Taylor Swift and Rihanna and
Justin Bieber when he's
Justin Bieber
drop yet.
Yes.
Martica, can I ask you a question? Because I see your post on Instagram, and because you work at a radio station, you have to be up with all the current musicians, right? But I also know that you're our age. So when you're talking about like Bad Bunny,
like that.
You're talking about Bad Bunny and you're talking about all this stuff. I feel so going through your Instagram. I feel like so inferior and so dumb. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know who that is.
Who, Bad Bunny?
No, Bad Bunny is a bad example. That's a recent thing because he's having a concert and his ticket prices are bonkers. But like she's talked about other artists, like she'll go live. I follow her. Like we're on Instagram. And I follow her. And she'll go live and she's great. Martica's great. If you don't know her, if you don't follow her on Instagram, follow her on Instagram. She's great. But there are times when you talk about, again, you work at a music station. You talk about all these recent new music acts, and I'm like, I don't know who. Like, I feel like that old man yelling at clouds. I'm like, in my day, we had Tupac and Biggie.
It also depends on what format you're working with, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you end up hearing a ton of whatever it is that you deal with. And what genres of music have you been on the radio for? Like,
honestly, Spanish. So
just Spanish stuff?
Yeah. O sea, and not even old school Spanish. I'm talking about salsa, reggaeton, bachata, and we barely touch merengue. So the majority of the things that we play, we're playing Bad Bunny, we're playing Ozuna, we're playing J Balvin, we're playing Raúl Alejandro, Mike Towers.
Right.
We see Andel, Daddy Yankee. I mean, the old players, by the way, are still super relevant now. Mm-hmm. But the reason why that I always talk about it, it's because when you have to be immersed in this, because you need to know when. Yeah, it's part of the gig. That's why I'm so immersed in it. Because if I've grown to love reggaeton now. Back in the day, I used to be like, that's roughy shit. And I know it's terrible.
Yes.
I know it's terrible. I don't want to listen. I don't want to get canceled because I know that's a really horrible to.
Yeah, but that was then. Yeah,
but that was then.
Yeah.
You know what word I want to bring back? CAG. Do you remember the word CAG?
Oh man, you're such a CAGger. You want a CAG? Yeah.
I'm bringing that word back.
Not to age ourselves,
but
everybody starts saying CAG.
Yeah, but I bet you if we start saying it now, they're gonna be like the hipsters are gonna be like, this is a new word. Like, no, what? No.
What? No, at all.
Hold on, let's get to some comments because there are a lot of people commenting, and I want to. Stephanie says, I need to know each person's opinions on what should be in their picadillo.
Not raisins.
Not raisins.
Not raisins.
Tune into next week's podcast. Mike contextualizes picadillo, where we go into a deep dive into.
Mike contextualizes Cuban food, and you bring your Mac contextualizes into the Olo Cubanity.
Oh no, we definitely are planning stuff like that. We've had to take a time out, but yeah, there's definitely food shit on the horizon.
I would kill for batido and croqueta preparada.
Hell
yes.
Stephanie, I live in Miami, and I would also kill for those two. She says every time she's gone to visit, I leave space in my luggage for Sedano's trip. I need my seasonings because my whole Aussie fam is British. Ugh.
Wow.
New York Bacon Bar.
Oh yeah, I took them there. My dad and my stepmom came to New York, and there's like a bar. It's called Bar Bacon, and it's got like everything had bacon in it, and it was awesome.
Yum.
It sounds amazing. Yeah, it sounds
great.
Try Prince Pizza. I think that's what it's called. It's on the outskirts of Little Italy. I'm sorry, I chuckled because I read Prince Pizza, and in my mind I went to Prince Paper from The Office, and I was like, Prince Pizza. Oh no, be serious. I'm sorry. I was sorry.
I immediately thought of the Prince Chappelle Show sketches where he's
bunch of pics of famous people seems legit. I don't know what he's talking
I don't know what that's talking about.
Where's Vanessa?
Hilda says the room.
I people talk about that being a bad movie, but I feel like it was like it's a joke. Yeah. Oh, look, somebody else said The Room. You know, like
two people.
Whatever.
I never said which movie I thought was the worst.
You should.
I never did.
Hit us with it.
I walked out on the Passion of the Christ.
Oh my God! Oh my God! You're going to hell. Martica, you're going to hell.
I love that answer so much. That is the best. You know what the fuck?
It's so violent.
It's so great. But tell me what bothered. No, we're all gonna like. You won't be alone. I'm driving the bus. What is it? Wait, I need to know.
All of it.
What?
All of it.
You thought it was paquete?
Is this Jesus guy the only guy in the movie? Fuck, just talk about somebody else.
What part did you get to? How long did you stay into the movie?
This movie's a little preachy, no?
I don't, because it's bad enough that Mel Gibson is the guy that's directing this freaking movie. That's one.
Correct.
Con lo perverso que es ese tipo. Like let's think about this for a second.
He's doing a sequel.
No, stop.
He's supposed to be working on like the resurrection.
The rechristening.
Oh man.
Passion 2, Election Boogaloo.
Okay. So Mel Gibson was the wrong choice. Got you.
Wait, hold on, Martica. This is what. Okay, so I'm gonna defend this movie somewhat, but what I want to know is because you knew who directed this going in. So why would you go watch the movie?
But at that time, did we know he was such a?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
His downfall came after that.
After the
sugar tits incident was after.
All right. So my question is, did you walk out of the movie because of the director, or when you watched the movie? When did you watch the movie? When it came out, or recently, or like?
Yeah, I watched it when it came out. You didn't
know anything about the director, so you didn't care about the director at that point. You didn't.
Well, I mean, I love ¿cómo se llama? Braveheart, great freaking movie. ¿Cómo se llama este? The Patriot. He's done a lot of great movies.
He's done great movies, yeah.
He's done great movies.
You just thought he fumbled the Passion of the Christ.
I will say Apocalypto is very good.
It's amazing. Oh, very underrated. Go ahead.
I have a follow-up question for you.
Go ahead.
Have you watched any of the Fast and the Furious movies in movie theaters?
Oh my God, of course.
And you sat through the whole thing of that.
First of all, I was 13. I was 13 with I was with this guy for like 14 years after the fact. But me and this guy went to Naples and we watched it not once, but twice. Okay. That's summer of 2000 or 2001.
The first one came out 2001. What? Yeah.
Yeah. So the summer of
first
2001.
Fast and the Furious movie. She saw it multiple times.
I saw it not once, but twice. But first of all, think about me at 13 years old. I was going into that movie to watch Paul Walker.
Of course. And Vin Diesel had his moment in the early 2000s for sure.
Oh, by the way, so I'm going to spill some major tea. The guys won't want to hear this. But apparently, él es tremendo cingante. Like,
really?
FYI. He's
interesting.
Not me.
Vin Diesel, you're talking?
Yes.
Yes, Vincent Diesel.
He's a coxman.
She's talking about Paul Walker, Mike.
No,
No,
wait.
I'm sure he
I'm
was
talking about
when
Vin
he was
Diesel.
alive.
I'm talking about Vin Diesel.
Vin
Yeah.
Diesel.
So you're saying Vin Diesel's a coxman? He's swinging a club.
Oh yeah, no, not even that. He knows how to lay down the pipe. He's
okay.
a
Good for
pipesmith.
him. Good
So
for
just
him.
FYI, just since we're talking about Vin,
I'm gonna
just
write it
put
down in
interjecting
case I
that.
ever run into him. Like, hey, I heard.
I always
just
love that.
interjecting that.
What an interesting piece of information to share. Like, hey guys, if
She
you're
did
ever
that
in
for
the
me.
market
That wasn't for
a
you
good
guys.
fiancé, you know, just
That
go
was for
call up
Missy.
Vin
That
Diesel.
was for me. That wasn't for. I just
If
the reason.
pops up on Tinder, make sure you swipe correct.
Yeah.
If you were to come
You don't
across,
swipe left.
listen, I just very much love that, and I think it's fantastic that your choice in what you will sit through and won't. I respect the shit out of it because I watched Twilight multiple times in the movie theater, so I'm nobody to talk. I just think it's funny that Fast and the Furious was like, yeah, not once but twice for the Passion of the Christ. You're like, "Que paquete," and you just walked out.
Que paquete for the Passion of the Christ.
I cannot. I love that answer so much.
Oh, this is so unbelievable. It's just not real.
I love
man.
it.
I can't believe it.
I love it. I love it. Wait, did you guys answer the worst movie of all time?
Yes, they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
I kind of did. I said Girl 6, but I don't know if that's the word. Home Fries is really bad too with Drew Barrymore.
Oh my god.
Home Fries
But those
Yes.
are all like
But those are classics. Like,
feel like they're cult
classics. Yeah.
There you go.
like people will like those are very subjective. Like you have to like that kind of movie.
Has to be a
Right.
cup of
But like
tea.
it's very easy to say like you don't like a movie that's not for you. You know what I mean? Like you're not the target audience for Home Fries or Boys on the
Definitely,
Side or whatever.
And I definitely I may be the target audience for it now, but I was very young when I
Right,
came out, so
right.
it may not just be my you're right. But there's a lot of movies that I just saw that I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Mulholland Drive I find very confusing. I don't know. I enjoy it for the lesbian sex scene. I think that's a fantastic scene.
Of course he does. Just like I bet you how he enjoys Wild Things and the freaking lesbian.
No, I think
Wait,
Wild Things
I
is-
actually gave him shit recently because I'm like, you of all people don't own Wild Things. And he goes, that's a bad movie. I'm like,
that's a fucking
sir,
bad movie.
that's
Wild
not
Things-
why you watch Wild Things.
Martica, I own. We have a family. We have a shared account, family share, for our movies on Apple TV, and I own like 1,500 movies. I own
we
a
have
lot of
nine.
fucking movies. And she was like, "You don't have Wild Things?" I'm like, "No, that's a really bad movie, though."
And the shit that this man owns
Yeah.
would blow your fucking mind.
and she literally said, "You don't own Wild Things. You don't watch Wild Things because it's a good movie."
Yeah, that's not why
She
you
got
watch
mad
that
at
movie.
At all.
She got mad at me, and I'm like, "Yeah, but I have porn now. Like, this is not fucking
That's true.
1998."
But let me
I
tell you
literally go on
something.
my
The
phone and
nostalgia
put
though,
porn
because
on.
that's a bad movie, yes, but it's you sometimes you watch bad movies just for the nostalgia of the thing. When did
Right.
Wild Things come on? Like 98, 99?
Yeah.
My youth, there was still a chance. I want to
Man.
watch that moment.
Man, and not to mention, like, it's Nev Campbell and Denise Richards
That was
Denise
like peak
Richards
Nev
going
Campbell,
ham
too.
and ham.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
Denise Richards, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Listen,
She was very
aged beautifully.
I love her. I love her that now she's like rebranded herself as a housewife. Like I'm supposed to
Yeah.
believe that you weren't fucking showing your tits in every opportunity because they're
Mhm.
I think it's Star Troopers that she has no problem
She's
taking
not,
off.
she's not naked. I remember that being a
She's
thing
naked.
because it
She
was.
naked every movie.
She just
It was-
took off
But
her
she's
shirt
not full
all the
frontal.
time. Okay, not full frontal, but I'm talking about her tits. She
You know,
was
her
tit
getting
But
friendly.
her
champagne.
OnlyFans is pretty good too, though. If
I'm
you-
gonna have to
She
do some
has an
research.
OnlyFans?
Look at my Michael's. I'm gonna have to do some research.
Martica,
Yeah.
I'm about to go on fucking
No,
Instagram.
I was like, let me
I
see.
just got to see. I just got to
No,
see.
now she's very chic now because she's a
Yeah.
housewife and she's doing that bullshit.
And she's
But
no longer fucking Charlie Sheen. También.
I think in that relationship, Charlie Sheen was fucking her more than she was fucking him.
What a
You
crazy.
thi- so wait, you think she's a starfish?
For sure. For sure.
Guys, I don't want to
Tiene
comment.
cara.
I feel like as men, I could not say anything like following up to that conversation. Like, do you think she's a starfish? And then as a man, I'm just like, well,
No,
anyway.
The
No, but seriously, what?
the
Is
forces balanced out this episode.
Well,
I like
here's-
this very much.
Here's why I say this about here's why I would agree with that statement as far as her being a starfish. Just in that dynamic of Charlie Sheen and her, Charlie Sheen, I feel as if is far
He's a
more
dom for
experienced.
sure.
He's far more experienced than she is. So I'm just again, these are all assumptions because I don't know.
She fell in love with him. She was like, I remember in the early 2000s, she was like ass first in love with him.
Smitten. Yeah, and then he's like, she's hot.
Yeah, I think he went into it for different reasons.
I'm in love with him, and we have children. And
yeah, he's my husband, and he was like,
he's hot.
I'll cut you a check. Yeah, but she's tried very hard to rebrand. I don't watch her Housewife.
That's the worst movie I've ever seen. That's
Which
it.
one?
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. That movie.
Love that movie.
You watched a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme, though. Are you sure that's your final answer?
love Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like, what?
Bro.
What? Lionheart?
Oh my
Lionheart.
God. That's the movie that I was trying to fucking get her to watch. You wanna fucking watch a movie.
Oh man!
You know why? Because I showed her the trailer, and in the trailer it had a scene where he's in a boat reading the letter from.
There's nothing on the fucking paper, and he's supposed to be pretending that he's reading something, and
it's written in pencil.
He goes,
it doesn't show up on camera well.
He goes, watch this trailer. I bet you after this trailer you're gonna want to watch this movie. And then like 10 seconds in, I'm like, first of all, there's nothing on the paper he's supposed to be reading.
There's a scene
like,
where he's reading.
You don't deserve this movie.
And he's holding it, and you could see that there's nothing written on the paper. And when she said that, the glass just shattered.
Yeah, that's what did it. That's what did it. I'm the one that did it. Man. Should we get to some Am I the Assholes before we run out of time?
Let's get
them.
Oh my God, we've been talking shit for an hour.
Yeah, we have.
We got to do a Am I the Asshole, and then we wrap it up. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and
that's the byline for this show. We've been talking shit for like an hour. That's basically every episode.
What's your podcast about? We talk shit.
I literally emailed her. I was like, "Hey, what's your email?" So I could email you the link for this. And then she was like, "Are we gonna talk about something specific, or are we just talking shit?" I'm like, "Girl, talking shit is our brand. That's all we fucking do is talk shit."
What's WuBro about? Nothing and everything. Nothing and everything.
Let me see here. Stephanie says that she has a personal love and hatred of Twilight for tainting.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Stephanie. That's right.
And she has her handles on everything is like not that stuff. Like she has to take that shit to heart.
Jeff says, or when grown men fall in love with
this is what I love about Jeff. Jeff hasn't seen this movie, and Martica, Jeff and I love to get him drunk and then like get his review, like live action review, and I'm dying. Like I want to record him watching these movies for the first time because it's gonna be a shit show. But he knows a lot about them.
The last Twilight movie. She said 20 years old. She probably doesn't know Justin Timberlake was in a boy band. She would even say NSYNC correctly.
Correct. She lies detected.
What the fuck is
CAG?
Oh my God! How do you explain CAG?
You had to be there.
No, when somebody goes, "Oh, that's a CAG," it means that
like a close call.
It comes from the. It's unintentional. You pulled it out of your ass. De lo cagaste. You shit it. You pulled it out of your.
Comiendo mierda.
No. Well, it's more like lo cagaste. Like you succeeded in spite of all odds.
Gotcha.
You were able to accomplish whatever it is that you did.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was by luck. It was by chance.
And then you take the lo cagaste in Spanish, and then you anglicize it into CAG.
The CAG.
The CAG.
Cagged it.
You cagged it.
Got it. There you go, Yolanda.
There you go.
Right.
What a CAG, bro.
Webster's Dictionary.
Jeff says, I was hoping she was going to say that she walked out of Passion and Christ because the book was better.
I love him so much.
The
book was better.
Oh my God! Street Survival.
Is that a movie?
Yep, that's a movie. It's a independent martial arts movie that I was an extra, and my dad got in because when they were down here, they needed bikers, and my dad had a motorcycle. He just showed up, and then they just put him in the movie. It is one of the most low rent of baloney movies. And
is it on iTunes?
Great. I don't know. They have DVDs of it.
Can I just tell you? I love the fact that your dad has a film credit and I don't.
Hey, when I showed up, they needed someone for a club scene in Quench. Do you remember Quench in Coconut Grove?
No.
Oh my God, yes.
For like
Quench.
And I showed up and I was and I'm big, and I had lost weight. So I was like just this big dude and like, oh, we could use you as another one of the bouncers. Cool. Can you come back another day? Sure, fine. And then I did that. And then there was a day where we had gotten our ass kicked or whatever. And then these bikers show up and they were like, do you know anybody who has a motorcycle? And I'm like, my dad does. My dad shows up and they're like, oh, perfect. And my dad's got like a leather jacket on and tattoos and shit.
Biker.
Yeah. And they're like, he's in the movie. Not only is he in the movie, he's in the trailer and he's on the fucking poster. Because he just knew where to stand. Like
it's not on iTunes.
Yeah, Street Survival. I gotta look it up. Hold on now.
It was oh man, hold on. I want to find the name of the guy, the director. Because he was
Wait, sorry, no.
It's called Street Survival.
Street Survivors.
Street Survival.
Oh, sorry, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to butcher it.
The guy who was he was like some sort of police commissioner or something of Hialeah was the director of the movie.
Oh my god!
Activity.
Did you find it?
I think I found the trailer.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Are we about to watch this together?
Please.
Right, hold on.
You have to see this.
You got to tell me which one it is, Mike, because there's a couple of different.
The fact that there are options.
Can I share? I think I can share, right?
Well, we're gonna watch this together like a family right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a cohesive unit.
We should jump off the cliff together.
Okay, so which one is it, Mike? Is it this one?
Yes, I get. Oh no, Flashback Entertainment, I think is it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Yeah, go full screen, baby.
Yes. Okay.
Made with iMovie.
That's intense.
Yeah.
Where did they find woods?
This was all Amelia Earhart Park.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's dead.
That's very graphic for a
trailer.
That was my friend Barbara.
The bandana, so you know he's serious.
Yeah. It's about a guy who is an ex-special forces who's homeless but still has a gym membership.
There was a sex scene.
Oh, I was there in the background.
Of the sex scene?
No, not the sex scene.
Were you the fluffer?
Hey man, if you're gonna do something.
Where's your dad?
Hey, wait, go back.
Wait, we missed him.
I think so.
Wait, no, go back a little bit more.
Okay. Wait, no. Now we're past that part.
Okay, wait.
When they go to pull the gun, stop right there. Okay,
Where is
you
he?
see the guy with the blue bandana, the guy with the glasses to his right. That's my dad.
He looks like Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, man.
Way to go. I love that it's rated mature 15 and over.
Well, because a lot of these movies that people make, like they get distributed internationally, like, and that's how they make their money back, you know? And this was also like they were using the Sony Red camera had just come out, and this was basically just like a test of it, you know? And the guy,
Impaled. Impaled.
Street Survival.
Feel like the trailer just told you the whole movie. Like there's no need to watch it.
Well, there's that. That's the high quality film productions happening in Miami, Florida.
Woohoo!
In 2005.
Wow.
I like the fact that Missy was like, "There's no need to watch it now because of the trailer." I'm like, there was a need to watch it. There was.
It's worth watching to see how some like.
Is it?
Yes, because you can see that they're trying for something.
Yeah.
But
Missy doesn't like that. Missy doesn't like when a movie tries.
Oh my God. I said they tried too hard, not that they tried.
But
that wasn't my problem.
Like with limited resources and with like, this is a good example of like, now you can make that movie with your fucking phone. You know what I mean? Like you could literally, you could literally do it. So like, it's kind of an interesting thing to watch this thing from, 15 years ago, that it took someone a lot of work to do, but they were able to like make a movie, I can't say shit about them. They made that movie. I've never made a movie, like they did it and they released it and it got distributed and it's, like, who am I to say anything about them? I mean, I can have an opinion about whether or not I like it, but I can't say anything about them as.
All right. We get it. You're still friends with the guy. I get it.
No. I haven't seen that guy the whole time.
Yoda says, I don't think anyone is a target audience for you. I've never said what the fuck so many times in a 90
minutes span.
I don't remember the movie The Room. Which movie is The Room?
That's
my God.
Oh, hello, Mark.
Talking about trying too much.
Yeah, the guy from the fucking.
Is that Captain Marvel? Was she in them? No, she was
No, that's room. No,
That's room.
not
just
the room.
Yeah.
All
This
right.
is the room. This is
I
from
forget his name, but James Franco did the like making up movie.
Oh yes. Okay. All right. Jeff says Denise Richards did not show anything in Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
and
he
it must have been
said
another one.
only the redhead and every other girl in the movie did.
Oh, my
Right.
bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disparage her.
However, but in Wild Things, she did get champagne thrown all over her tits.
Correct.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Iconic.
It was an acting choice.
George says the worst movie was Chris Evans' first movie, not another teen movie.
Ooh.
Naked.
Ooh, fuck you. I love that movie.
I mean, it was fine.
That movie's hilarious.
But look at his justification. He was naked, but his junk was covered with whipped cream and cherry.
It was
George is
spoofing
not a
Varsity
fan.
Blues.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, but
George.
George is upset that Chris Evans.
Yes, he wanted to
That's
see his
why he
junk.
doesn't like the movie.
Well, George, Google his shit now because he accidentally Instagrammed it last year. So
Did you ever see it?
yes,
we
that
lost
is
Martica.
America's dick. That is America's
my
dick.
fucking wallpaper on my phone.
Chef's kiss.
On my
Chef's
phone.
kiss.
It's on my wallpaper. It's on my phone.
Oh, God bless him.
Literally.
Okay.
No wonder Lizzo's sliding into his DMs.
I would do. Tell me this was die. I can't. I vote to be the inevitable the room watch along.
Oh boy.
Yes,
oh
please.
my God.
No thanks. All right. So let's get to Am I the Asshole? Mike, am I the asshole?
All right. So we have a few to choose from. Let's read the headlines and we'll let Martica pick. Am I the asshole for not wanting to alternate meals out with my girlfriend? Am I the asshole for banning my husband's friend from our house? Am I the asshole for telling my brother's children why I treat them differently from my nibblings? Nibblings. Oh, right. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I don't have time for chores? Or am I the asshole for threatening to kick out my sister-in-law after she became vegan?
The last one.
You want the vegan one? Okay.
Oh my God.
All right, Mike.
Am I the asshole for threatening to kick out my sister-in-law because she became vegan? I know the title sounds bad, but hear me out. I, a 32-year-old female, am currently divorcing my soon-to-be ex-husband, a 38-year-old male. Even though we're not living together anymore, I'm still very close to his sister, who's 27. Let's call her A. A lost her job during the pandemic and couldn't pay rent anymore, so I let her move in since I have a pretty big house that's mostly unused since my husband moved out. I don't want any money for it, but since she's staying at home 24/7 and I'm working a 50-hour-a-week job, we made an agreement that she makes food for us both. It all worked perfectly until 2 days ago. She said she wants to go vegan and won't cook.
Oh.
Oh God. Oh no.
God, he cut out.
Mike.
Oh no.
My money is if she
no.
wants this. Yeah. Oh no. He'll be back. But basically, probably the lady doesn't want to make two separate meals.
Do you have the thing
Yes.
there? All right.
Wait.
Oh
he'll be
no.
back.
He's gonna try to jump back in.
It's
Jeff's messaging me. That's the room guy. His name is Tommy Woos.
We know, Jeff. We know.
He's so mad because we were trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Just hold on a second. I'm trying to find because you rapid fire sent them at the last minute.
Martica, this makes me laugh so much because for like the first 2 or 3 months of this year, I didn't have my Ethernet cable hooked up to my computer, so it was Wi-Fi and it was really spotty and shitty, because Xfinity. And Mike was on my case about like, no, you gotta plug it in, you gotta run the cable, and then blah blah blah. So he was really like hammering it home, and he's right. And then I hooked it up. I finally got it right, and then now he's the one that's the Wi-Fi cut out.
The irony. Okay.
It's hilarious.
I pulled it up. So let me try to find where he was. I don't want any money. Okay. So I'm working a 50-hour job. We made an agreement that she makes food for us too. It all worked out perfectly until 2 days until 2 days. I'm guessing it's a go. She said she wanted to go vegan and won't cook meat anymore. Now, hear me out. I regularly have to lift heavy objects at my job, so I need the meat to stay in shape. Also, this is my house, and I don't want to be forced into a diet I don't want.
Right.
I started shouting at her and said she can pack her things and get the fuck out if she doesn't change her mind. She started crying and calling me a psycho. Yesterday, her parents called and told me I was too harsh with her and am I the asshole? I even got an angry text message from my husband about how evil I am and blah, blah. However, I think I'm in the right. Am I the asshole? No.
No, absolutely not. Like, if those are the terms and the conditions to stay in that household, it's not my fault that you're turning to vegan. It's not my fault you don't like the meat.
There's tons of households that, like, there's pescatarian diets that the person makes 2 meals. It's called courtesy, man.
Also, it's called paying your rent, right? Like, that's the way you pay your rent, motherfucker.
Yes.
Pay your rent.
Yes.
Like, if you gotta fucking cook meat as part of your rent, either that or actually give money for rent, and then
Thank you.
money can be used for ordering food.
Exactly.
Like, one of those two things. Like, I don't. Right? There's no one that's gonna side with this fucking vegan chick, right? Nobody.
Mike?
Nobody.
Mike?
Everything just went to shit over here.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Your background, everything.
My illusion, my like, I'm like the don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Okay, Wizard of Oz.
You sound really far away too.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm struggling to be even on the show right now at this point. I'm on my phone. What I'll say is, so I would like to know what the alternatives she presented were, where it was like, it's like, oh, I'm only going to cook vegan now. And then if her first response was, well, they get the fuck out of my house, like, how did the conversation go? Because there was a part in it, which I was when I had looked before, that she, like, apparently went off on her. Like, she was, like, shouting at her and kicked her out of the house. Like, that is also a little extreme for there to be like at the end of a conversation to be like, well, then get the fuck out of my house then. It's like, well,
what? People don't talk to each other that way?
I gotta be honest with you. I don't think that's I don't think that's extreme. I think that's a very appropriate response to I'm not gonna cook you meat. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my house. I think that's a very appropriate response. I'm not for nothing. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, I provide you with fucking free room and board.
I think the principle of the thing is that, first of all, this woman is going through a divorce. She's doing you the favor of letting you stay with her for free.
Mm-hmm.
All she's asking you to do is to cook her fucking meal. And I'm sure that, like, now you're going to switch and just change. Like, by the way, because I've decided to change my dietary restrictions, like, now you have to as well. Get the fuck out.
Yeah,
do that somewhere else.
Missy, can you read another one that's not so, like, that's very one-sided?
That's very okay. I'm gonna do the chores one. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I don't have time for chores? Yes. He quit again. Okay.
Give me back.
Before you get mad, let me explain. And I apologize for the formatting since this is on my phone. So I, male 36, was in the Army for several years. After I got out, I started community college to become an engineer. I'm currently working part-time at a job that requires physical work. And when I come home at noon, I do my 2 classes until 4-ish. They both meet every day for an hour and are pre-recorded videos since I can't attend classes during the day. It usually takes me longer to get through each video since I also take notes. Afterwards, I mainly do my homework. Oh my God. Because we have a ton of homework. I'm always exhausted at the end of the day because of my job and the fact that I go to school. I'm so excited. Here's the thing. Engineering classes are hard. Really, this is what he wrote, really hard.
He's an engineer, not a writer.
Calculus and wait. Now that I'm so glad you said that because this is the very next sentence. Calculus and shit. That's the next sentence. I don't have time to cook and clean around the apartment. My girlfriend, female 33, on the other hand, works from home. She's a full-time PhD student, works part-time as a research assistant, and is working full-time, but she does all of this from home. She has time on her hands, yet she keeps insisting on me helping her cook and clean around our apartment. I tell her I don't have time and that I don't care for her to cook for me all the time. Just focus on herself. I can find my own food. But now she's upset because she feels like she puts in all the efforts in this relationship and apartment to make it home for us. We both moved to the city when I was still in the army and does not live close to family members. Am I the asshole for telling her I don't have time for chores? I feel like her workload isn't as exhausting as mine, and it's only fair that I focus more on my classwork since I feel like I am behind because of my age. Meanwhile, she's already well into her career, but is getting hit this PhD when she already has a good enough paying job. So am I the asshole? Sir,
yes, you are.
Choke on a big donkey dick.
Facts. Excuse
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
You know, listen. Hold on. Honestly, if he has a problem with it, then you know what? You don't. No, not even get the fuck out.
I know a vegan that's homeless. She needs a roommate.
No, mijo, if you have so much of a problem with it, then pay for a maid. Then pay for a maid. Pay for someone to clean your house. But pay for someone to clean your house. You have a problem with it? Pay for let someone clean your house.
Here's the problem that I have with this.
Oh,
guy.
here we go.
Wait, Mike is back. Mike is back.
Oh, he's back in New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out my place and everything went to fucking shit. Sorry.
Can I'm gonna quickly read the Am I the Asshole so we're all on the same page. The one
Which one was it?
We changed to the chores one.
The chores. Okay. I had read it before we started.
Okay, then I just finished reading it.
Okay.
Martica and I are on the same side that he is, in fact, the asshole. Now Neri Neri started with here's my problem. So I can't wait to see where this goes.
Yeah.
Neri,
you have the floor.
Here's the thing. He could have worded this so differently to make it like at least believable or tangible that maybe he has a point in the look. I'm really tired. I'm exhausted. I think he should have focused on that angle and not talk about and not belittled her accomplishments and not belittled her her job. Oh, she has a good enough job. She doesn't need to go to school. Dude, you're fucking talking about a woman who is literally making herself better and bringing you up in the fucking process, sir. So how about you just shut the fuck up and say thank you?
So you don't think it's what he said, but how he said it?
No, I think it's the other way around. I think he's definitely the asshole. But what makes him more the asshole is what he wrote. Is focusing on her on negatively, like basically what's that word that assholes do where you fucking talk shit about somebody? Negging. He's like basically negging. He's like, oh, she's going for her PhD. It's good enough. It's like, oh, really? Are you really fucking trying to talk shit about somebody who's going for a PhD?
Yes.
And that's the problem that I think he was wrong already. But I think what made it infinitely worse was the fact that he was talking shit about her instead of saying, listen, I'm really tired. I don't have fucking time for chores. If he would have focused on that, we kind of maybe would have seen a different maybe.
No, man, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Like
I
this
agree.
guy.
I agree. I think fuck this guy. He's
I get, like he was in the army, he gets out of the army. He's basically doing the hey, we're all tired, man. You know what I mean? Like you still got to contribute. We're all tired. You still gotta fucking cook. You gotta clean. You got like, what is he not doing?
He does calculus and shit.
Huh?
Oh, that's my favorite. What you missed it, Mike. But
meanwhile, she's a fucking PhD student and works and she's working and is working full time.
Yeah.
He's got a part-time job. I'm sorry. Yeah. Every physical job I've ever had is fucking tiring, but that's what it is. It's a physical job. You get paid. You do physical labor because you're the body and the place to do it. Otherwise, get another. Like if you feel like it's beneath you, go get another job. That doesn't require you to be so tired. I'm not above. I've always said I'm not above mopping a floor. I'm not above washing dishes. I'm not above anything like that. And I would never look down on anyone for doing a manual labor job. If you are mad at your own life, then fuck you. You should have done something. Do something different, or you're already with a girl who's better than you. You know what I mean?
He doesn't think so.
You're already with a girl who's gonna be a doctor, who's gonna have a doctor in front of her name, and you're a part-time manual laborer. fuck you.
But calculus and shit. Calculus is hard.
Calculus
Fuck
is
off.
shit.
Listen.
I mean, look, I've not. Engineering school is fucking hard. Being an engineer is very difficult.
Yeah, I'm just roasting him, not the career choice.
And that, what I was saying is that to use the fact that she's doing okay. He listed, he's like, bro, I got a part-time job, half-day physical labor, and then I got to do these 2 classes. And then he's like, but then she's in graduate school. She's got part-time thing. Oh, and she's also got a full-time work from home job, but she's home. You know, it's like, fuck you, man.
But you know what that proves? That just proves that girls know how to multitask and men just stay in their box.
Well, I will disagree with you there.
I think it's because so he's coming from a very entitled, like, what the fuck? And I'm curious to see what his home life was like, because you only repeat the patterns that you know. So like if he's thinking, if that shit flew in his house where the dad or the mom could have been
now we're
like
speculating. We always say we're going to go by what exactly what's good, but this is speculation.
Yeah, I don't know these people, so I don't care about speculating. And the thing is that I think that it's just very telling that he's very like negative about this girl and like demeaning basically what she's trying to do because he doesn't feel like doing chores. And I've been in that dynamic before. This just makes me so happy that I'm not there anymore because fuck that shit. I think that it's just interesting, and I'm curious to see what like the dynamic is. Like, what is she doing about it? Because if she does the thing say that she got mad or she stormed out? Because I would have set the house on fire. That's just me.
But now she's upset because she feels like she puts in all the efforts in the relationship and apartment to make it home for us.
Yeah, and she is.
He might as well be like she should, then that's what she should do. And you know what? That's the only thing that's missing from this is that's what she should do.
I agree.
Is he Hispanic? Is he Cuban? Because I mean,
who fucking cares?
Well,
she says fuck.
There's a difference. Sure. So I
give me a white man.
Yeah, I genuinely believe that I don't believe in multitasking. I don't believe that there's such a thing as multitasking. There's multiple singular tasks that you have to do in a row to get them done, and then you divide the effort. What I'm saying is that you can't do 2 things at once.
I like the fact that he's like, there's no such thing as multitasking. What there is I'm going to define multitasking and say it in different ways.
No, it's not. It's not. You can't be doing 2 things at once to accomplish. Like you're splitting your attention to like you can't do 2 things at once. You do one thing. You can be thinking about another thing, but you're doing one thing. And if what I'm saying is that a lot of people think what they're doing is multitasking, and what it is that they have attention deficit disorder. They are not multitasking. You just start 20 different projects, and now you have 20 different things going on that you're running back and forth from, and you think you're accomplishing something. What I'm saying is that,
but if you're able to finish those 20 different projects that you started, then you are multitasking.
Facts.
Every woman I know.
Correct.
Yes, but I disagree with the idea of like, oh, I'm doing all of these things. It's like, okay, well, pick one and do that one, because otherwise you're not gonna like accomplish things.
But the concept of multitasking in a relationship is also a fucking crutch to get yourself out of things, is my opinion. So
yes, it is.
I think that, and I know this is going to be an inflammatory statement, so just stay with me. And I think I'm only going for it because Martica's in the room, but it's a woman can fucking push through almost anything and do everything that has to be done that day. And then like the kids, the dishes, the laundry with killer cramps and a broken foot, probably. I've seen, this is from my experience. I'm sure that there are unicorns out there.
That's a very specific example.
It's not, because I see it in every fucking house I ever walk into that has a man and a woman. I'm sorry.
My BFF.
That happens all the time, and if one thing happens to a guy, that's what happened to him that day. And women, we are, maybe it's not, I'm not saying that it's the right thing, and I'm not promoting martyrdom here, like by all means, because I definitely feel like if you're taking on too much, you should open your fucking mouth and get your man involved. If you don't do that, then you really have no ground to hold it against him that he's not helping you. So it cuts both ways. But from my experience, it happens where women can push through 10 different things in one fucking day, and it's no sweat off their back. And men aren't conditioned to do that. That's why he's coming in this specific case to go, she can handle it. She's a multitasker. She can do all of this. What's cleaning the toilet? Because I'm not your fucking maid. Because fucking do something to help this house out.
I understand what you're saying, but I also think I don't think that's. I want to say that. Generally speaking, that is like the generalization that people make about like men and women, but I do think it's not as prevalent, man, because I don't see it as frequent. I guess because I'm not around as many Latino families, like it's all mixed up a little bit, because I think that is a very cultural thing.
So
also.
I think that's where we're getting off track a little bit here. I don't agree with that the gender role bullshit here. What I will say is this: as far as a relationship is concerned, I do feel that and this may happen more so with guys than with women in general, but I do feel that a lot of people forget that a relationship is a fucking partnership.
Yeah, that's true.
Amen.
And the fact that you don't clean the toilet or I don't want to do these chores. Hey, you can not want to do the fucking chores, but guess what? They have to get fucking done, right? That's the contract, and that's a contract in which the social contract in which you have moved yourself into. You put yourself in a situation where you're now in a relationship, and the social contract is this person expects the fucking toilet to be clean, or the fucking the garbage to be taken out, whatever it is. And if she has a full-time job and she's getting her fucking PhD and she's bringing you up, you fucking dummy, fucking do it. It's a partnership. And here's the part that bothers. This is the part that bothers me about guys. Not to be that is I don't like it when guys do take out the trash and then they fucking want to reward. They're like, huh? Did you see the way I fucking took out the trash? I'm like,
you know what?
You did something that we're all supposed to do. Like you did something. Like this is a partnership. It's not the same. Like I don't understand that part. I don't like. But this guy is just a piece of shit all the way around. Let's get to some comments. Hold on, real quick. Let's get to some comments. Stephanie about the first one said, "Girl, you're not only are you not the asshole. This one's easy." But isn't the ex-sister-in-law living with her brother?
Why isn't the ex-sister-in-law living with her brother?
Yeah.
But she said they were close.
Yeah. If she's
I guess not anymore.
If she's letting her live there for free, the girl's family shouldn't be criticizing. Yeah, I like the fact that she threw in, "Oh, my husband's texting me, mad at me." We're in the proceeding of getting a divorce. I don't give a fuck if you're mad at me for this. Hilda says, "I feel like this virtual group watch needs to happen." She's talking about the room.
Yes.
Stephanie says, "Sir, not only are you the asshole, you're also dead weight." And
Retweet.
Stephanie Mayer Sr. may know a bit more about that than most. Because I would have set the house on fire. God, Missy, I love you.
Love you too.
Jeff says, "As I play Call of Duty while listening to you guys at
on my phone."
Imagine if that's your brag about multitasking. That's your brag.
But yeah, I just think it's, and again, I don't think martyrdom is like the way. I think that that's a habit that women have that need to break, because if you're pissed about something, open your fucking mouth and get him off, like get him involved. You can't hold somebody against, like you can't hold it against him that he's not helping you. It's just that this motherfucker's wrong.
Yeah, and he's wrong. And I'll tell you this, because he talks about like, or not this guy in particular, but I've heard like plenty of, "Oh, but they want the house clean," and it's like, they want the bathroom, they want it organized. It's like everyone does. You want that house clean. I guarantee you, if she stops doing it, you're gonna be like, "Hey, why the fuck is all this dirty?" And it's a matter of like, I guess it's because I've lived independent. I've been independent like since I was 20.
You've been independent for a long time, so you're like that dude that cleans their own shit. Like, you know what I mean? You got your shit together in the like, I've been to your house, I've slept over your house, and I'm like, this is the cleanest fucking bachelor pad I've ever been in. Like, I remember I woke up, you had gone to work, and I woke up from your couch, and I was like, well, I gotta fold these sheets and put this shit close.
Yeah, motherfucker.
I looked around the room, and I was like, I can't just leave this. I gotta. And I'm
not in this house.
Like at my own house, I'm in my own house. I wake up and the sheets are the way that way I woke up. That's the way the sheets are.
Yeah.
And I wake up on Mike's couch, and I'm like, no, I can't. I gotta fucking fold this.
You're neater in my house than in a hotel. You're like folding it.
Yeah.
also because you feel like a social responsibility to do that.
Well, because I keep my house clean. I mean,
I put paper in a corner in a little triangle. I was like,
but this is what I mean is that the habits repeat themselves, and like you've had to. If you don't do that for yourself, then it doesn't get done. And I feel like if you roll over into a marriage or committed relationship where you haven't had time to kind of fend for yourself, it's very easy to just fall into the habits.
This is okay. So
am I in trouble?
You're saying the things that are true in my life, because the girls that I've like ended up in relationships with that have been longer term, and the history, whatever, everybody knows the situations. The fact that I was the woman that was like trying to get like all my shit together, and then it was like, hey, do you want to help here? Hey, can you help me here? Hey, can you help me here? And it was like, I remember I went out with this girl. I went over to her house for the first time, and she just shoved everything off of her bed. And like, no, not shoved. She folded the fitted sheet up and then rolled everything from one side to the other.
Like a big, like,
I love her.
Yeah.
Like Santa's bag, like that.
She is my spirit animal.
Bed with no sheets. And I was like,
so you did it anyway, though, right?
I mean, yeah, but the idea. What the fuck? Oh, come on. But the
she
idea
cleaned up for him. What was she supposed to do? Go ahead.
But then it's always like, so I get it. So like when I hear like the generalizations made about how messy and gross guys are, I'm like, I don't know, man. The opposite.
I've met.
It's kind of true for me.
It's true.
I lived with a woman before my wife. I lived with a woman that we were dating for years, and I remember saying this to her. I was like, the fact that I'm the clean one is a problem. That's an issue. Because I've never been accused of being the clean one or the fucking like, or the neat freak. I've never been accused of being a neat freak. And if I'm the neat freak in this relationship, that's a fucking issue, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's an issue.
It's a symptom of a bigger problem, I think.
That's how bad this shit was. It was like I looked around and I was like, "Are you like not?" Like to this day, and I love my wife. Everybody knows I love my wife. I don't have to give the disclaimer, but we have. It's a running. Now it's become like a joke. It's a running joke argument where it's like I tell my kids when they get up from when they eat dinner or whatever, or eat lunch, and I'll ask them, "Hey, did you finish eating?" And they'll say yes, and then I say, so what do you do next? And that's their sign to come back and pick up after themselves and pick up their plate and pick up in their cups and take it back and push in the chair, blah, blah. So now it's become like ever since we've had kids, and it's been 9 years now, I now do that with my wife where I go, hey, did you finish eating? And she'll be like, yeah. And I go, and then what do we do next? And so do that type of shit.
Grooming her.
Yeah, and then we'll do that type of shit. And then she'll be like, oh, fuck you. Like she'll scream across the hall, like, fuck you. And then my mother-in-law's here. She's been a godsend because my wife just had a baby 2 weeks ago. So my mother-in-law's here, and my mother-in-law is like
pristine.
Like she is pristine, like
wax
clean,
on, wax off, baby.
It's just crazy clean. And I remember like 2 nights ago having this conversation. My wife and I are going back and forth, and my mother-in-law takes her side because she doesn't know the argument. And I looked at my mother-in-law, I go, you should be on my side on this. She's like, that's my daughter. And I go, the argument is that when you finish using something, you put it away. And she goes, oh yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And
then my daughter, I will defend. Oh no.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And she said,
blood is thicker than what?
And my wife was like, I'm using the peanut butter. I go, no, you not using. You used the peanut butter. You made a sandwich. Put the peanut butter back before you fucking eat. In fact, you can start eating the sandwich as you're putting the peanut butter back. I'm not even that guy. But put the peanut butter back. If not, it just fucking sits there on the counter for God knows how long. And just fucking Mary comes along.
What if you're gonna make another sandwich though? That's the universal sign of two sandwiches.
The worst.
The knife on the edge of the sink.
My wife uses that all the time for cereal. She leaves the whole fucking cereal box out, and she's like, I don't know if I'm gonna have more cereal. I'm like, then I don't know. Crazy idea. We don't live in a mansion. I'm not asking you to go to the fucking East Wing and then fucking pull up. You could just go to the kitchen, take 2 steps into the kitchen, and fucking open the cabinet and get more cereal. Fucking crazy idea, right? Anyways, I'm not trying to trash my wife. I'm just saying that there are times, and she'll do it to me. She'll fucking be like, hey, you fucking made, you fried some eggs in that frying pan. I'm like, yeah, but I'm just gonna make more fucking eggs tomorrow morning, so it'll be the same thing. She's like, you're not gonna clean it. I'm like, it's exit I ate though, right? Like it's not. I don't know. It's not
So everyone has their line where they
Yeah.
become a hypocrite.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's really what it is. We're like, and then hypocrites. You
like,
know?
yeah, that was not a big deal.
It's about knowing when you become a hypocrite where you're like, yeah, that one's on me. That one's on me.
That's what I said yesterday. I was like,
yeah. I'll go wash the fucking pan. It's got to soak. You got to let it soak.
There you go.
That's a universal. I'll do it in 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, you don't.
Or a day.
Or a day.
Listen, all right. I fucking you. It's that old meme of like, hey, listen, if you ask the guy to change the fucking throw out the trash, there's no need to fucking nag him about it fucking every 6 months. Just leave him alone. He'll fucking anyways, thank you, Martica, for coming by.
Thank you. So much fun.
Martica, what's your Instagram handle?
It's so freaking complicated.
Can you put it on the thing?
At It's So Freaking Complicated.
How can I put it on the thing?
Go to where it says if you click on the 3 little buttons,
the 3 little dots.
That you see yourself on the bottom.
Oh, coño! I could have done this a long time ago.
Yeah.
Caballero, no me dicen nada. Throw me a bone
High
here.
tech. Even though my computer went down, we are on the cutting edge.
I totally made fun of you for I was like, Mike was the one giving me shit about my Wi-Fi and telling me to connect the computer directly to the fucking internet, and now his internet went down.
My power went out. I've still got to figure out what's going on. Yeah.
All right, so that's Martica. If you're watching this live, or if you're watching the video, you can also stream this on Facebook, on our Facebook group, or our YouTube page, or our Twitch page. It's at Marta
Maria. Cojones!
Wait, hold on. Before we got getting on my case, I have really bad eyesight, and that shit looks blurry as fuck to me. It's not.
Hold on.
It's not.
Let me put the letters that need to go in caps and caps. Espérate un segundito. Give me a break.
Oh, look at the extent of work that she's going just to make sure that you can read.
Listen, the last time that Neri got his,
I can't see it. I'm telling you.
The last time,
the
last time that Neri got his license renewed at the DMV. It's because the lady was an angel. That he got his shit because he's
without exaggeration. I failed the vision test. I'm not lying. 5 times.
Yeah.
Why are you saying this on a public forum?
Right.
So one time I was at his house and I had parked behind him. And he's like, I need your keys. You blocked me. I need to drive. And I just gave it to him. And he walked out. And I was like, I just gave a blind man the keys to my car.
I just can't see tiny things. I can see cars. It's fine.
You see the figure, the shadow, not even the
So Martha Maria Lopez TV is her handle on Instagram. She is a great follow on Instagram. I'm not just saying that because she's a guest and a friend of mine. I'm saying legit, she is a great follow on Instagram. Martha Maria Lopez TV. Missy's a writer. You go to missywrites.com.
Yes.
Or at Missy the Writer on Twitter and Instagram. Mike Mercadal is everywhere at Mike Mercadal. You see it there on the screen. If you are
branding at Mike Mercadal, branding on everything.
If you are listening to the audio version of this, which will come out next week, make sure you check out all the podcasts that Mike is on, which it's the Missing Sock Network that he's a part of. So make sure you check that. It's Mike Contextualizes the Universe. Oh, the Cubanity, which is on hiatus, but will come back. And he's bringing back Zeros on Heroes. So make sure you check that out. Yeah. Martica, do you have any podcasts? Do you have anything else you want to promote aside from your show? What's the app that you could download to listen to? Because for us that are not in Tampa, where can we go listen to you?
Yeah. Bueno, you never know, because I like the goal here is to come back down to the MIA, bring my talents back to my all right, that's the goal. So I'm literally speaking into the universe. I always speak into
manifesting.
The
yeah,
secret,
I'm
baby,
manifesting.
the secret.
Manifest that shit.
Well, I want you to do it because then you can have me on your radio station.
Yes, I would love to. I would, coño. Eso sin decir.
We gotta do it. All right, so where can they listen to you? What app can they listen? What's the app?
So there's 2 ways of listening. You can download the app, which is 92.5 Maxima. Okay.
Maxima.
Maxima, yes, Maxima. Yeah. Or you can just go to 925maxima.com.
Okay, perfect.
And also on my link tree, if you go to my link tree on my profile and you follow me on Instagram, hold on, let's go to my link tree. It says it right there. Espérate, I just clicked on my link tree.
So
listen to me live.
What time are you on?
10 to 3, and then on Sundays I have my top 20 countdown with like the hottest songs right now.
Nice. So
Radio stations still do that?
Yes. And my top 20 countdown, like I spill the tea on what's going on with all the artists. So that's why I'm always up to date with what's going on because it's for my top 20 countdown. So I do that on Sundays.
Are you going? Here's my question: are you gonna get injections of collagen?
What?
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. There's a filter, and was it Snapchat? Where's the filter?
Oh no, it's
Instagram.
on Instagram, yeah.
So the one that they look like cat people.
Kardashian makeover.
Yes. So they posted. She posted a video on her Instagram. She posted a video. But here's the thing: it looks so real, Martica. I swear to God. You later on, I saw the video. You went live and you started talking about the people who were commenting, be like, "Oh my God, what the fuck did you do to your face?" and blah 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 blah. And she was laughing at these guys, but I was one of those guys. I didn't comment publicly, but I literally went back to your post and I'm like, no, why did she fuck up her face?
Everybody.
But I did.
I had friends of mine calling me like, Martica,
¿Qué hiciste?
It looks so real.
En la cara no.
And no, for sure. No, even okay.
Real.
You know Martin from Gabriel Iglesias. Martin!
Right.
He messaged me and I'm like, bro, it's because you're an old fart. I was like, en serio, loco. Like,
but it looked real. And then I'm telling you, like it got so much that one video. First of all, that video it's pretty much what we were talking about now. It's on brand about what we were talking about now. When he's talking about she makes a comment about how guys are like, you can turn a hole into a housewife. And then Martica, what did you say?
Papi, what house?
Yes.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna play it for you. Hold on.
I love when Latino men say, you can't turn no hoe into no housewife. Papi, what house? Don't you still live at home with your parents, paying no bills, paying no rent, while your mom still cooks, cleans, and does your laundry? So what are you talking about? I love when Latino men say.
And I find that I remember watching the video.
That's
going,
so
like,
real.
I was like, yeah, man, fucking, you tell him. And then I was like, oh man, her face is fucked up. What's up with the?
I just wanted to be Paola for a little bit.
But then I felt like almost as soon as I'm looking at the video and I had time to go through your profile and be like, when did she fuck up her face? Because she just posted something yesterday and it wasn't like this. And then you went live and I was like, oh, thank God. Like I was legit like, oh
thank God. Sigh of relief.
Yes, it was.
That's funny.
So guys, check out Martica's Instagram, and from her link tree, you can check her out 10 to 3 every afternoon, Monday through Friday, and then Sunday she does the top 20 countdown. Thank you, love you, thank you for doing this. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much.
And
it was so much fun.
Thank you guys for checking. Oh, my comedy's narysigns.com.
Yeah, plug your shit, guys.
Oh yeah.
Or whatwashisname.com. I'm recording my next album in Raleigh, North Carolina on June 5th. So if you are in the Raleigh area, in North Carolina area, I would love for you guys to pass by and check it out. It is at a Helium Comedy Club. It's called at Goodnights, Charlie Goodnights, which is a really famous club, comedy club around the country. So check that out. Thank you guys for checking us out. That's how winning is done.
Still on the